Dale Hunter tried to clear the puck off the boards. Krieger had defensive position on Francis, who went sneaking over there to try to get to the puck, and he had the stick up in Francis, and Ronnie just dropped to the ice and drew the penalty, the interference call, and the Pens back on a power play.
Nedved with Yager and Francis, Zubov and Daigneault on the backside. Penguins 1 for 6 on the power play. A little word here about Kenny Regan coming in cold to replace Parasso. He's allowed 1 goal. He is the goaltender of record now in this game. Zubov right side to Francis. Wrist shot. Good save by Colton. And here come the Capitals, shorthanded. Juno trying to beat Daigneault, going to the net, and Regan will make the stop. Wow. Talk about speed.
And the ability to make plays at high speed. Handle the puck at top speed.
Zubov bangs it in. Back to the left point it goes to it. He got a man wide open right side, Daigneault. He doesn't go that way. Skates laterally across, center point, left side to Nedved. Here he comes, back to Zubov, wide open. Floats it in front for Nedved, and he couldn't deflect it in.
I don't know if he was ready for expecting that, really.
And the flying Nedved again with the puck. Off to Zubov. To Daigneault, heavy shot. That's off the stick of Rolsey. Back to the left point. Good play by Nedved to keep it in. It bounces free, and he goes after his own pass. Well, he's been possessed. Good pass to Daigneault. Daigneault right side to Yager. Snap shot right to the net, and the save made by Kolzig. Francis can't get a rebound, and we get a face-off in the Washington zone. Nedved just tremendous.
Yep, he really is. And people are starting to realize now what a superior skill player he really is. Daigneault with a nice pass to Yager. It was skipping on him again. But a good wrist shot. Kolzig in good position to make the save and pounce on the rebound. Boy, Dale Hunter was saying yesterday, Mike, how bad the ice is. And he was just said it was some of the worst ice he's ever even played on in the practice. I don't know if they were able to improve it between yesterday and today, but I would imagine the ice is not particularly conducive to making big plays.
Peter Nedved, by the way, with 5 goals, and I think that ties him with Adam Graves for the league lead in goals in the playoffs. Joseph can't find the puck. Bondra will. Graves has scored 5. 4 of those 5 have been on the power play, but he is alive for the Rangers, and they've battled back to tie their series. Here we've got a 2-2 tie in the third. Yager with the Penguins. Sneak it in. Cote backed it away up the center. And here's Bondra racing in. Lost the puck. Penguins all on his power play, and they're not getting much out of it right now. Smolinski on the right side. Jam it behind the net. Around it goes to Yager. He'll poke it around to Smolinski. Sandstrom's behind the goal. He tried to feather it back to him. Bondra steals. He can't clear. To the right point, here's Tamer. Penalty's almost over, and Bondra clears. Great effort by Bondra. Tremendous penalty killing by Peter Bondra. Penguins fail to score. 6:42 to go in regulation. 2-2 the score. Here is Todd Krieger. And slapped away by Dzik onto the Capital blue line. Steve Pop. Wilkinson had the puck, and he'll lift it back into the Capitals near corner. Pop's coming after it. Dzik runs him. Got a check on him. The puck free to the right point. Wilkinson head down, slap shot, and off the stick of Kolzig into the seats.
Wilkinson gets that shot away in a hurry, about as quick as anybody on this Penguin team. He wasted no time and forced Kolzig to make a save, and it went up into the stands.
And a lot of that probably came from when he first came in the league, because you have to learn that the difference is between the minor leagues and the big leagues is that you have to get that shot off quickly, or it's going to be blocked.
Wilkinson was a forward and also played the point at Michigan State for the brief time that he was there. He was only there for 1 season. And he also played the forward position. He was a center. Played the center ice position for Medicine Hat in the Memorial Cup. So he's got some offensive experience. And I like the way he keeps the shot low and often, most often, gets it on the net from the point.
Kevin Miller lost the draw. Hunter on to Sergei Gonchar. Penguins trying to keep it in. They can't do it. Hunter knocked to the ice by Dzik on a big collision. And he's on top of the puck. Boy, Dzik really throttles you when he hits you, boy, with that big frame.
And he put a beautiful check into Oostdorf a moment ago. Penguins have outshot Washington 32-19. I don't think there's any question that the Penguins have been the better team here tonight, but Olaf Kolzig coming up big in goal for the Caps early. Penguins fighting off the Capitals' major penalty, power play. Failing to score on their last power play opportunity, but they did get a power play goal to tie this game. And the next goal is going to be very difficult to get for either team.
And Smolinski of the Penguins driving it into the Capital zone, and Gonchar from behind the net. Right up off the boards and back into Penguin real estate. Zubov passing to center circle. Capitals got back on side. Zubov delivers it down the right side. It hit a Capital player, and it'll be a live puck. Pulls again. Now Roach working over Gonchar. And now somebody steps into Roach to the far side. That was Gonchar returning the favor. Keep it behind his own cage. Pops gives the puck up to Jeff Nelson. Just gets it out of danger. Approaching 5 minutes left here in regulation. Francis on with Nedved and Yager. This might be the Penguins' best chance right here.
The ice the way it is, Mike, I think the Penguins really do have to kind of get it in deep and try to grind it out here and just hack away and try to get the puck to the net, because that puck is really flopping around now on that ice surface.
Johnson's pass up ahead and at center ice. Leaves it for Todd Krieger, who was the hero in game 1 with the game winner against the Penguins. David Juneau, and the Penguins reach in and get it. They can't. Krieger took it away, but he couldn't shoot it.
Nedved got over and hammered it back out the center again. He's all over the ice.
Yes, he is. He's had a strong third period. Juneau's pass. Look out to Cote, and he fires. That missed the target. Juneau in the left wing corner, back behind the net, and Daniel comes over with Ustorp, putting the shoulder into him, cleared the puck. This will be icing. 4:07 to go in regulation time. The score: the Penguins 2 and the Capitals 2.
Call the 7-Eleven Penguins fan phone at 642-7777. It has up to the minute information on all the NHL playoff news, team stats on the Penguins, coaches post-game conference, and more. And the 7-Eleven playoff giveaway contest too. So call 642-7777.
Vaca back on against Nedved. Penguins get to the puck and they win the faceoff. Chris Tamer.
Good play by Zubov to take a piece of the Eagles there, so Tamer could handle the puck, but the Penguins don't get it all the way up through the neutral zone.
Zubov was in trouble, but he does dish it off now to Glenn Murray, who whacks it up ahead. Richard Park out here for the Penguins, replacing Peter Nedved, who handled the draw. Park's out with Murray and Miller replacing Lemieux. And if he joined us late, Lemieux out of this game on a game misconduct. Levanta trying to feed Bondra. Bondra back in front. It went right by Ustorp. Cote on the right side. He'll slip it towards the net. Kevin Miller blocked out from behind the cage. Zubov trying to take Bondra out of the action. But it's Ustorp battling for it now. Ustorp coming around behind the net. Turns around. Look. Backhander. Went right to the goal mouth. Park collides with Peter Bondra. Still Pavak with that puck. Park struggling here a little bit.
Yep.
And this is Zubov on the play.
Get it in deep, Sergei.
And he will shoot it to the net. It's off Kolzig's stick and into the seats. We have 3 minutes left in regulation.
Well, the Penguins were definitely in a little bit of trouble in their own zone on that shift. And Richard Park is a gamer, and I think when he's called upon to play the defensive role, because he's a smaller player, he doesn't have the range sometimes to cover the ground back there and to take away the good ice, as Brian Trottier likes to call it. But he's a guy who just has a tremendous amount of heart, a lot of speed, good offensive skills.
And Francis now in the right wing circle. Off to Yager on a face-off win. Right side to Neil Wilkinson. Shoot it towards the net, right to the goal, and Kolzig will make that stop. Sometimes the least expected guy will get a goal for you. Wilkinson On the right side, try to get it through. Back to the net again and stopped by Colsey. And the puck now bouncing here to the near side. And Gonchar will get it out of his own end.
That's what I'm talking about, Mike. Just getting the puck to the net here and maybe crashing the net a little bit more for those rebounds.
2:38 left in regulation. Here comes Nedved, and the Penguins are offside because the Pens had Yager held up inside the blue line by Hunter.
Actually, he was pushed over by Hunter.
Yeah.
And that is one of the things that they really talked about before the season started. One of the things they wanted to crack down on, a form of obstruction. Instead of holding the guy up, you actually push him over the line to force the offside. I'm not going to call that right now. Or maybe ever.
Big collision with Wilkinson and Eagles.
Eagles likes to run into people, doesn't he? He really does.
Pavanka on here with Krieger and Juneau. Let's keep the same line out. Wilkinson after the face-off win. They've won the last 4 face-offs here. The Penguins have, but they have nothing to show for it here because Juneau drags it out of danger to center ice to Jim Johnson. Long shot off Regett's stick. McCarron right to Wilkinson. His pass intended for Smolinski dropped away. Thomas Sandstrom. Sandstrom fighting into the zone. Goes to Deasy. Pushed it to the net. That stop made. And Kolzig smothers the rebound right in front. Jim Johnson and Smolinski have words.
That battle's been going on for a while now.
Well, the Penguins, the way they're winning faceoffs right now, they're certainly getting the better of the play late.
These are just floating one in, drifting one in, and you see Kolzig.
Oh man, that puck off of Kolzig, you don't want to leave it lying there like that. Have it come off of you.
That's what happens when you take a little off a shot sometimes. The goaltender has to let the puck play him.
This faceoff won by the Capitals. Hunter won that faceoff. Across the blue line, Zubov steers it right back in, and Cote comes up with a puck. 1:58 to go here in regulation. Are we head into overtime? It's possible. Hamer's pass to Brian Smolinski. We'll have a full intermission period if we do. Smolinski up to the Capitals blue line. Jim Johnson stopped that. And ramp it back into the Capital zone. Our Penguin zone. Tamer clears. It's been a hard-fought game.
Ooh, I'll say. And a lot of character shown on both sides. But I think the Penguins have really shown a lot of resiliency here because they've had to remain patient after being unable to score goals early in the game. This is their trademark. And then fighting off the major and the loss of Lemieux.
And here comes Yager. Yager down the right side of the Caps in. Breaks inside, shoots it, and it's stopped by Kolzig. The rebound, bouncing right to him, and he stops it as Francis just flipped it up in the air. And Kolzig made a key save there with 1:09 to go.
Boy, Yager's like a time bomb, just tick, tick, ticking. I mean, every time he carries that puck in these situations, it seems like he's getting closer to making that one big, incredible individual play. He's already made one in this game.
I'm looking at Tenorti right now, and he's bent over. He is spent right now. The big defenseman for the Capitals. Yager's got that motor going. Man. When you see players bend over on their knees and they're trying to get extra wind, they are really having a tough time breathing. He and Gonchar are seeing a lot of ice time here.
Yager he's been going 1-on-3. There's 3 jerseys half the time around him, and he's still finding a way to get through.
Yeah, Hunter comes on. He'll replace Eagles here for the faceoff. Eagles moves over. Pavanka comes off. And another faceoff win by Dale Hunter. That was a huge one there with 1:09 to go. Gonchar doesn't know where to go. Game is tied at 2. Gonchar flipping up the near side to Mike Eagles. Got it through to the Penguin blue line. Daniel had a little problem with it. Now Francis hurries it over to Yager. 47 to go. Puck checked away. Wilkinson comes scrambling. He's going to go down deep on the left side. Moving to the net. Cuts inside of the slot. Leave it now for Daniel. Slap shot. Just missed the goal. Here's Francis on the near side. Poke it back in behind the net. Where's it going to go? Yager and Tenorti battle. Yager kicked at it. He's still trying to fight for possession. They double team him. Francis comes in. He looks for the puck. 24 to go in the third period. Yager behind the net. Around behind the goal. Miller now takes it. Yager wants a holding call. Tenorti just tied him up. Back to center. Wilkinson. Knocked down Eagles. 10 seconds left in the third period. And it looks like we're going to overtime. Bondra to the right side. His pass broken up. 3 seconds left. Penguins have to hurry to shoot it. 1 second. Here's a shot. And a stop made by Colsey as time runs out. Boy, if that one would have gone in, that would have been one of the most dramatic goals ever for the Penguins. Nagy says great balls of fire.
I was waiting for a great balls of fire on that one, Mike. I thought that was going in. And even if it didn't, I was still waiting for it.
And here's the play. You can see the time left. Sandstrom was aware.
That was a rocket. And this is one of the hardest shooters in the National Hockey League, Thomas Sandstrom. He proved that in the skills competition. He got all of that one. Right through the wicket, too.
Well, we have a hockey hotline that'll be coming your way in just a little bit here. Are we going to go directly to that or come back here? Yeah. All right, we'll go and take this break, and then we'll come back here, and then we'll have a hockey. Well, the Penguins with a tying goal in period number 3. And here it is. On a power play, Peter Nedved will get his 5th.
Daniel and Zubov were very effective working the points for the Penguins on those power plays. Daniel did a good job to drag it across, and there was wide open space there for Nedved to walk in and pull the trigger. We said Nedved now tied with Adam Graves for the league lead in goals scored in the playoffs with 5. You know, Nedved, when he first came into the league, they used to compare him a lot to Gretzky. He used to wear a Jofa helmet similar to the one that Gretzky wears, the exact same kind, actually. And he tucks his jersey in, and that's the way Gretzky skates around, too. And he had a lot of characteristics that really reminded you of '99 when he first came in the league. And Gretzky was Nedved's hero. And he came over and defected. And you probably read the big story in the Post-Gazette about how he left at a young age to go and play in the junior league, the Western Junior League in Canada. The same league that guy played in, Ken Reggett. And Reggett has done a good job since coming on for Tom Barrasso at the start of the second period. The Penguins' lifetime in playoff overtime games are 9-7. The last time they played an overtime game was the 26th of May last year. They lost to New Jersey 2-1. Neil Broughton with a game winner in the first overtime at 18:36. The last win by the Pens came on the 14th of May against this same team, Washington, in Game 5 at the Civic Arena when Luc Robitaille scored. The Capitals' last playoff game, they lost to the Penguins. The last loss. The last win was against the Rangers in Game 5 of a series against them. Dino Ciccarelli scored. And as I said, the Caps have lost 5 in a row. 2 playoff games have gone to overtime between these two clubs. Last year, the 6-5 Penguins win. And in '91, the Penguins won 7-6 in Game 2. Kevin Stevens with a game winner set up by Ron Francis, and I can still see that goal in my dreams. From the left wing circle, breaking down the left side, and Francis with a perfect pass, and Stevens buried it. Anyway, we go to overtime. If the Caps win, they go up 3-1. If the Penguins win, this series is tied. Yager was just absolutely brilliant in the third period, as was Nedved, and I would expect this will be a line that will see a lot of ice time. Wait into the Penguins in to begin the overtime. And it is sudden death. And if we don't score in the first period of overtime, we'll go to another intermission break and go to another one. Last night they went to 3 extra periods. Here's Hunter, though, with a puck, and the Penguins in, going behind the net. Circles around, hit the stick, now a shot, blocked. Penguins trying to get it out of their own end. They can't do it. Ustorp over to Dale Hunter. Hunter with the Capitals. Still battling. Runs over Jaromir Jagr. That was a charge. He left it. Here come the Penguins now. On a 3-on-2, quickly. Tamer into the zone. Left side pass for Nedved is behind him. Nedved's going to wind up behind the net. Francis with a puck. Hit by Ustorp. Ustorp reaches in and takes the puck away. He can't get it out. Jagr with his glove on it. And now Gonchar is going to get a piece of it. Penguins will make a line change here. Smolinski's line coming on.
Again, if you join us late, Mario Lemieux knocked out. Here's Sam from left side coming down. Shot! He missed the net and hit the boards. A lot of people thought that puck was in for a moment. They just kind of hung their heads here at the US Air Arena, but the puck never did find the goal. And Tenorti is going to blast it up the center. Smolinski drop it right back in. And here come the Capitals. Krieger's pass up the right wing to Peter Bondra. He's their big scorer. Fake a shot. Now spin it over to the corner to Michael Vivanka. Wilkinson trying to tie him up. Jammed around to Jimmy Johnson, who shoots it glove by Reggett up high. And he has that puck long enough for a face-off in the Penguin zone.
Boy, Eagles. Last year we saw Eagles leave his skates a couple of times, and he did it again just now on Jaromir Jagr. He saw Jagr, and Jagr was shaken up on the play, kind of dragged himself back into the play, and still was alive and trying to make something happen. And then he went to the bench. Dale Hunter with a big hit to start the period, and an opportunity too, walking off the boards with a puck.
And he's got 5. Is it 5 overtime winning goals or 4? 4 overtime winning goals. Dale Hunter. Glenn Anderson got his 5th for the Blues in that game against Toronto the other night.
Here's the hit.
Rocket Richard.
See, is that a charge or not? He left his skates. I don't know if Maruelli's going to call anything in the overtime, though.
The face-off on the near side. Penguins trying to dig it out of there and force it out of the zone. They will. Float it up, but it comes into the penalty box, and that brings the face-off back in Penguin real estate. Yeah, Dale Hunter is a guy who has had some big goals. I think 2 with Quebec and 2 with this Washington Capital team in overtime. Juneau now with Kelly Miller and Andrew Brunette.
He has scored 4 overtime winners and also 2 series winning overtime goals.
Yeah, 7 gamers, right?
Yep. It was a long time ago.
Zubov being pressured by Andrew Brunette. Look out here. Kelly Miller behind the net, turns it, and Tamer ties him up. Still with the puck. Kelly Miller won't quit. Passing to Joey Juneau. And off the stick, kicks the puck into the corner for Brunette. Zubov rides a stick into him, tied him up. A lot of board work going on here. Juneau has the stick back, cut away from Kevin Miller, turns to shoot it. That deflected, and it hops over to the near side of the Penguin zone. And Chris Tamer on to Glenn Murray, looking for Kevin Miller. Can't make that happen. Back and forth they go. Bondra with Juneau. Here's Bondra, wrist shot. Stopped by Reggett, and he reaches to his right and grabs the puck and holds on. Now Brunette colliding with one of the Penguins back in the near corner.
Well, during the overtime, you're going to see players just getting the puck to the net at every chance they get, and coaches will be hollering at the players to shoot the puck, get it to the net, because anything is liable to go in. And it happens so often in overtime. Pucks hit things and just bounce into the net out of nowhere. Bondra with a shot there. That one sailed on him, but it sailed right into the chest protector of Reggett. And he had to scramble to find the rebound. Penguins got foiled in the neutral zone there, and the Caps coming back after the turnover. Bondra pulling the trigger. Penguins could not get into the Cap zone there.
Penguins bringing this top line right back on. We're 2:28 into the overtime. And you'll see Hunter with Eagles and Ustor. Tenorti and Gonchar back, as you might expect. Only the nerves really are on edge here for all these players at this moment, knowing that one goal will end it all. Here comes Jagr with a puck. Against Tenorti, who's playing the right side of defense. Jagr comes in, shoots it, and he missed the net. Nedved's after to the near boards, trying to center it back. Francis with a puck in behind the goal. Jagr comes to help out, but the Capitals driving around the far wing. Eagles is hit by Nedved, and Hunter comes scrambling back to the Penguin zone. Daniel stands him up. Wilkinson gets to the puck. We are tied at 2 in this overtime period. Francis on board, coming the right side. He looks for a trailer. Nedved is there, but he goes to the slot, left side, a pass to Daniel into the net. His shot, and Colsing stops him. Daniel with a big chance there. What a great play by Francis to wait, and find the open man. But Daniel's shot denied by Ole Colsing.
And Colsing just leaning on that stick right now. Hunter took Daniel to the boards, and he went crashing into the boards down there in the corner after he took the shot. Francis delaying. He's just so good at slowing the play down, buying himself time, and there was Daniel. Oh, he almost put that in underneath the pads of Kolzig, who likes to drop down to that butterfly style. And watch what Daigneault does after he shoots the puck. Watch Dale Hunter go with him. Boom. Francis is so crafty.
Smolinski right back on here for the Pens against Pavanka. And the Capitals come up with it. Now they lose it. Roche behind the net. Game tied at 2 in this first overtime period. Bondra trying to connect. He can't make it happen. With the puck, though, skating with it is Sylvain Cote. He cuts down the left wing to Krieger and a shot to the net. And it's Riggett this time stopping it.
And a good job by Tomas Sandstrom to stay with Bondra coming back. Now you see the defense. Daigneault first jumping up on the play and almost scoring. And now Cote forcing the issue from the blue line back up. And Bondra was wide open on the weak side for a moment, but then Tomas Sandstrom found him and followed him back to the net. Unfortunately, when that puck popped loose, Bondra was not there to get it because Sandstrom had him covered coming back. Cote has some offensive instincts, and he will make things happen that way at times. Bondra on the right side of your screen, he's out of the picture there, but he was streaking to the net. Sandstrom had a piece of him going to the cage. Good job by Zubov to prevent Cote from really charging in there.
This face-off out of the zone now. Sandstrom turning around. Jim Johnson, they double team Sandstrom. Put into the area, and now Tamer off his chest finds Zubov. Back across the ice, and the Penguins in to Tamer. On the stick of Brian Smolinski. Going to push it by Jimmy Johnson. Capitals basically going with 4 defensemen right now, as are the Pens. Smolinski with it. See when it came off the side of the net. Actually, the stick of Kolzig. Watching as Pavanka trying to guide it out of there, and he can't do it. Sandstrom whacks it back in. Penguins now putting Nedved on here with Glenn Murray. And the other man will be Jaromir Jagr. They have to go to another line. A steal by Krieger. Offside.
Cote, Johnson, Tenorti, and Gonchar have been used almost exclusively. You said 4 defensemen. That's been going on for quite a while now.
I know it has. Yep.
We haven't seen Pops or Chiron in a long time. And that's what Jim Schoenfeld has had to do throughout this series, is rely on his veteran players.
Yeah.
He's been able to spell them at times, but when you get down to a crunch time like this, it's kind of hard to reconcile doing that.
That young guy, 21 years of age, and you would think that he has the capabilities of playing a long game. Tenorti's the guy that has really put in a tough night's work, a lot of ice time. And I just keep thinking that Jagr, as strong as he was in the third period and as strong as he can be, might be the guy you really look to here. If it gets that far. Kolzig plays it off the window.
Sometimes it's a guy you least expect.
That's true. Earlier. Oh, absolutely. Here comes Junot. Little drop pass. Jagr comes after it. He can't get to it and hops behind the Penguin net. Daigneault hurries it over to Neil Wilkinson. A man open left wing is Jagr now. Nedved's going to put it up in the air. It's off Gonchar and his glove. Jagr's going to flip it towards the net. Tenorti playing both sides of the defense right now. He's all over the ice. Wilkinson pinched in. Look out. Here comes Junot. Jagr gets back to slow him down and knock him down. Penalty coming up against Jagr.
Francis can't believe it. Well, the only thing I can say about this is the Penguins have been better shorthanded than the Capitals have been on the power play in the last half of this hockey game. Jagr had to hustle back when he saw that Wilkinson pinched.
Jagr gets the penalty, a hooking call. You may remember Dan Mirowelli was involved in a game the Penguins had against the Boston Bruins back in the '91 playoff year when the Penguins lost game 2, and then Gordy Roberts was given a penalty late in that game in regulation, and the Bruins went on to win it. It gave the Bruins a 2-man advantage. 4:50 the time of this penalty.
The only thing I can say is there was a charge earlier in this period by Mike Eagles that went uncalled, and it happened to be against Jaromir Jagr.
Well, let's see what happens. The Penguins will have to kill the first penalty in this overtime. And Tamer and Zubov come on. The Penguins will put Francis and Smolinski on board. Both Capital goals tonight have been on the power play. They're trying to take a 3-1 lead in the series. Reagan stares on. And here we go. Kicked out by Francis. He wins the draw. On to Tamer. And wristed down the boards up into Washington territory.
After 2 for 5 on the power play with 6 shots with the man advantage.
Gonchar through the alley. The left wing pass to Cote. Kept off his stick, and Zubov clear he does. The Capitals have to race to get back onside. Gonchar gave it away to Francis. He tried to shoot it. Partially deflected. He comes off. Smolinski too, and the Penguins will put Kevin Miller and Peter Nedved on. Cote carries the mail into the Penguins zip. Right side to Pivanka. LaRue gets to the puck. He tried to get it out. He couldn't do it. Comes between the circles, and Kevin Miller deals it near side. LaRue took a whack at it. Couldn't clear. Pivanka looking for Hunter in front. Instead it goes to Cote left point. Right side shot by Gonchar. Stop. And Reagan is saying it hit a Capitals player and jumped into the seats or hit the post or crossbar. He wants to face off outside of the blue line. Let's see what's going to happen here.
Well, that Gonchar is very dangerous if he can one-time shot from that right point. And he had the opportunity there.
Face-off will be in the Penguin zone. 1:04 to go in the penalty.
Cote with a long pass to Gonchar there.
Florida now leads that series against the Boston Bruins 3-0. They beat the Bruins 4-2. This is the only game left tonight.
Nedved won some big draws late in regulation time.
And it's lifted behind the net. Wilkinson hit the referee. Smolinski gets it out of the Penguin zone. Gonchar's pass intercepted by Tamer.
Watch for Yager coming out of the box if the Penguins can make this time tick down here.
We've got 40 seconds to go.
Long way to go.
Lead pass. Ustorp offside. They tried to headman that puck and get him free on a breakaway. And they bring it back. Well, this year in the National Hockey League, the road team has won 2 more than the home team, including that game with Florida. The total games played.
Caps make a change. Gonchar, Ustorp, and Burnett go off. Bondra, Junot, Pivanka come on with Johnson and Cote. They've got the big boys out there now for the remaining 37 seconds of this Capitals power play. Ronnie Francis with that look of almost a swagger that he gets on his face, with determination and confidence.
Tamer shoots it in after Francis won the faceoff. Down to a half a minute to go on the power play for the Capitals.
Watch for Bondra sneaking around.
Juno on the right side. Cuts into the Penguins end, going to Bondra. He can't pull the trigger. Over to the right side is Juno. Juno has an assist tonight. He has 7 of the series. A Cote shot. It's off Reagan and it hops wide of the goal. Jimmy Johnson down deep. Pavanka's in there too. Francis working against him. Now the Capitals. Bondra with it. Centers and it went right off the stick of Sandstrom and all the way back into the Capital zone. 1 second on the Yager penalty. He comes on. Penguins have killed it. And Yager is a fresh player, although the Capitals have it. Here's Eagles with the Penguins in. Breaking down, he lost the puck. Zubov trying to force it ahead of Miller. And here come Yager and Miller. Trailing to play is Nedved. Miller to the Capitals in. Going down the left wing side. Gonchar forced him wide with a good effort. Miller still with the puck though. Off now to Wilkinson. Fake a shot. Shoot it to the net. Deflected by Eagles. Yager's in. Battling for it. Right side to Wilkinson. Shoot it to the net. Off the left pad of goaltender Kolsig. It actually was not on the net. Miller talking to Merrill Ellie about being held. Nedved get hurt. He may have been slashed. Nedved's bent over. He's trying to catch his wind too, it appears.
Well, great penalty killing effort again by the Penguins. Wilkinson pinching in one more time. Nedved shielding off one of the caps so he could get the puck to the net. Yager was trying to drive to the net there, and two Capitals had him tied up as he went back towards the area where he thought the puck might be coming.
Capitals have had 5 shots in the overtime. The Penguins with 1.
And the Capitals will do everything they can to delay, to try to buy some time, and to give their players a rest if they can.
The Pens again without Mario Lemieux. I'm looking at the runway to see if he's down there. Apparently he's watching the game on television somewhere. Smolinski shooting the puck right from the face-off, and he missed the target. Easy get the Penguins with it. He shoots it back in front. It came off his stick. Now Smolinski right point. The Wilkinson fan on it. Look out. Here comes Kelly Miller. Miller breaking down. Coming to the net. Shoots it. Skates a rebound. Bondra can't find it. And the Penguins have it. And they shoot it ahead. Glenn Murray's after it now against Pavanka. Murray's knocked off his skates. Play will go on. And Smolinski trying to center it for Joe Deasy. Deasy has 3 game winners this year. And Pavanka finally gains the puck. Up to center. They try and headman it to Bondra. Zubov had it. Poked away. Deasy working hard here for the Penguins. And back into his own end to Zubov.
That was a great play Daigneault made to clear that puck away from the doorstep after the puck was stopped by Reggett on the Kelly breakaway.
Glenn Murray's going to feed it up in the air to the Capital zone.
Kelly Miller breakaway, that is.
Penguins getting Roche and Sandstrom out here. Wheeled up into the Penguin zone. Roche coming after it against Eagles.
I swore I heard a whistle.
Well, they've had one here in the stands. They've been blowing it all night. And Tamer's pass down the left wing boards. This will be an icing call. Johnson gets there, and he will. So that brings the play back into the Penguin zone. 11:28 left here, or in the overtime period.
Penguins have been throwing the puck back to the point, Mike, and you know, they did it a couple of times with good results, but the one time Smolinski tried to go back to Wilkinson, and away came Kelly Miller on the breakaway. Smoke made a good play here off the draw to get the puck right to the net, and it went off the side of the cage. Well, they tried to go back again to Wilkinson. Diedzik fired it through the goal mouth, and Kolzig got a stick on that. Now here comes the breakaway. Now watch Daigneault. Wilkinson does everything in his power to slow him down, and look at Daigneault clear it away just as another cap was trailing the play.
That was Bondra coming on.
Boy. Washington was 6 shots in the overtime to the Penguins 1. If you ask me, that's a good sign. Oh, Daigneault was right there to clear it away. Another big face-off chance here.
And Hunter's handled almost every one of them. For the Capitals, Nedved steps in. Wants Yager to be ready. Hunter turns his body. It's loose. Look out. Ustorf has it. He shoots it. And that's off Reggett's stick. Hopping to the air. Zubov. Gonna poke it around, but not out. Jimmy Johnson, right side man open. Cote, look out. His shot. Save made. Rebound. And a shot wide by Hunter. He just missed. Capitals come dangerously close to winning the game. Here's Tamer. On now to Francis. On a lead pass to Yager with Johnson back. A good matchup here for the Pens. Here comes Yager going deep. Down behind the net. Centers it in front. Nedved can't pull the trigger. Francis can't put it in also. Now Nedved behind the net. Around to Francis. And Eagles comes over to take that puck again. Yager trying to muscle in on it. It's worked free, and Hunter turns to clear. Ustorf will help out. And the pass to Hunter, he's dead tired. He has to just clear it in and get off. And he puts it over the glass into the seats. He's just out of gas.
And I'll tell you something, that puck was in his feet, and he has a knack of getting that short stick on the puck in traffic. He uses a stick that looks more like a twig. And it looked like it was in his skates, and he was able to somehow get leverage on it with his back to the net. Shove it right by the net, just by the right post on the glove side of Ken Reggett.
Well, Joe Deaszik returning here for the Penguins with Glenn Murray and Brian Smolinski. And you look at Ken Reggett, who has had the bulk of the work here in this overtime, the first one. And Smolinski winning the draw from Joey Junot. Deaszik will just poke it ahead back into the Capital zone. Sergei Gonchar takes the puck. On to center. Daigneault returning. Reagan replaced Tom Barrasso. The Penguins starting goaltender who played one period went out with muscle spasms. A poke check away by Smolinski. Now pops back on here and he falls down. He hasn't been on for a long time. Wristed up deep into the caps in. And Kolzig's going to play it away off the glass. Brunette on to center. Daigneault has to hurry back with Krieger with that speed. Daigneault has enough to get there. He skates with that puck. Boy, tough being a defenseman because you have to move the way. The forward's on you all the time and cleared by Murray.
Yeah, you're the guy with the puck.
Yep. This will be icing call. Cote, I'll tell you, they got a lot left considering as strong and as tough as this game has been.
Well, this is one of the most well-conditioned teams in all of hockey, the Washington Capitals. And they've got a conditioning guy named Frank Costello who has worked with Olympians, and he works with these guys in the off-season. And they do a lot of plyometrics and a lot of things that the world-class athletes do. And as a result, they're one of the best conditioned teams in hockey. And they have to be because they have to work so hard to win every night. And the Penguins are showing a lot of heart of their own right now. And having guys like Dietzick and Roche, Murray, Smolinski, younger legs in there will not hurt the Penguins' cause at this point.
Nedved turns around to say something to Kenny Reagan. Face off one by Babaka to Jim Johnson, shooting to the net, and it's again stopped by Reagan. Well, Jimmy Johnson, who played for the Penguins, started his NHL career, a free agent. Moved on to the Minnesota North Stars and played against the Penguins in the Stanley Cup Finals there. And again a face-off win. Johnson right back to the goal off the blocker of Reagan. Jeff Nilsson of the Capitals. Zubov's in, putting pressure on him. Here to the near side. Bondra right around in front of Babaka. Can't shoot it. Cote on the right wing boards. Trying to deal it back to the net. Jeff Nelson of the Caps behind the goal of Babaka. Bondra scoots in front. He gets free now. Has the puck. Turning to shoot it. Went right to the goal mouth. And the Penguins pull it in. Thomas Sandstrom. He's hooked by Jeff Nelson. Penalty. And it'll be a penalty against the Capitals. Jeff Nelson for pulling down Thomas Sandstrom. Nelson has to head off. And so the Penguins get the turkey again on the table. Well, pretty similar to the one that was called against Jaromir Jagr. 10:39 the time of this penalty. Reagan comes quickly to the bench, I think, to get some water.
Imagine how hot it must be.
No.
Talk about conditioning. These guys wearing all that equipment. And nobody sweats like Ken Reagan. I mean, it just pours off of his body.
Well, fortunately for the Penguins, they're in not a bad position here because Jagr and Francis were not out for the last two shifts, so they're pretty fresh. And we'll see Gonchar and Tenorti on the backside. It'll be Junot and Kelly Miller in a penalty killing role. Penguins are 1 for 7 on the power play. And that was a big goal by Nedved to tie it in the third. Junot trying to win the draw. It comes free, though, to Zubov. He and J.J. Daigneault will be the point man, and Zubov takes it back into his own territory. Big chance here for the Penguins to try and win it here in overtime. 9:07 to go in the third. Jagr comes up with the puck. Tries to avoid Gonchar. Gets in, but Miller took the puck away. Comes to Nedved, who pokes it back to the left point to Daigneault. He tried to shoot it to the corner. That hit one of the Capital players, and the faceoff will be inside the blue line.
Well, I think that Daigneault and Zubov, as well as they played on the points, are critical in this power play because at this point you want to get the puck to the net, and they'll be shooting it.
Yep.
You would hope so anyway.
Brings out Babaka and Eagles to replace Miller and Junot.
I'd like to see the point men just get the puck to the net here, and the Penguins don't try to get too fancy on this power play. See if they can hammer one into the net behind Kolzig.
Capitals have had 10 shots already in this overtime period. Penguins have had 1. Here's Nedved off the far wing. Eagles trying to ram it out of the zone. He hit the linesman. He gets a second crack at it and clears to the Penguins into the ice circle. Zubov with 1:17 to go on the Nelson penalty. On now to Peter Nedved. Little drop pass to Daigneault. Poke it down in behind the net. Francis went after it. Here to the near wing to Yager, and it went off his stick.
Well, Eagles is really.
Yes, he's been tough.
Yeah, he's just relentless.
Left wing. Here is Nedved. Cross ring. Francis may have a chance. He comes in, but he couldn't hold the pass.
See the way that puck's jumping around now, Mike?
Minority in the near corner. They battle for it. Zubov's got it. Shoot it back in front. It's stopped by Kolzig. A rebound. Cleared and out of the zone.
Just a little shot like that can go in.
Well, I'm watching Jimmy Schoenfeld. He got up on the bench and watching the play. Trotte is standing on the bench too, the Penguin assistant coach. Every rush, a tense moment here. The Penguins can't get in. Zubov with 28 to go on the penalty. Back to Chris Tamer. Jeannot stalks him. Zubov's pass to Yager. Here he comes against Jim Johnson. Left side. Smolinski trying to flag it down. It went off his stick. Cote had trouble. Yager takes it away. Yager moves in behind the pass. Net to Nedved. Around to the left wing side to Neil Wilkinson. He goes back to Nedved. It's off his stick. Yager behind the goal. Jimmy Johnson's all over him like a new pair of shoes. Penalty is almost over. Be careful. Nelson will be coming on. And the puck underneath Yager and Miller. And Johnson had knocked down Jaromir Yager. So we'll get a face-off in the Capital zone. The penalty expires. The Capitals kill one.
7 minutes and 19 seconds to go in the overtime period. A 2-2 tie. Talk about a conditioned athlete and a guy who can make things happen late in games. Jaromir Yager is the man. Jimmy Johnson really puts the lumber into people. I mean, we remember that from the playoffs in '91. He used to hammer people from behind across the shoulder blades, the elbows up to the back of the head. I mean, he was just notorious for it in the playoffs for the North Stars throughout that playoff year.
Well, Miller and Murray on the wings here now for Smolinski. Smolinski won the faceoff. Can the Penguins get it? Wilkinson shoots it. Where is it? It just went wide of the net. On the left side, Tamer floats it behind the goal. Murray trying to center. Kevin Miller comes out, turning his pass intended for Wilkinson, deflected by Ustorp. And he has speed. You've got to be careful anytime he's out there. Krieger carries it to the Penguins in a slap shot just off the stick of Reagan. Centered in front. It goes all the way to the right point to Cote. Cote shot deflected and it just went wide. Hunter's got the puck, turns with a backhander. That's going to be stopped. Now Ustorp trying to tee it up. Shoots it off the window to the near corner. Wilkinson puts a heavy check in three. Here's Ustorp shooting. Glove save! Ken Reagan. The save of the night by the Penguin goaltender to keep the Penguins tied at 2. Just take a look at this remarkable save by Ken Reagan.
Boy, the scramble was on in the Penguin zone. Hunter in the corner. Wilkinson took a piece of him. The puck was just there for Krieger. Out to Ustorp. There's Reagan. Whoop, right in the glove. He was in good position. The glove was right where it had to be.
I think that shot hit Tamer's stick on the way in.
Reagan was scrambling there too, and that was a shot that hit him from more or less behind the net. Look at Wilkinson come flying in there with the elbow up. Hunter just got out of the way and just pushed that puck into a spot where Krieger could handle it. And Reagan snared it on the shot by Ustorp. Wow. So that's real time there. Oh, my
yes,
goodness.
it is. At 13-17 of the overtime. Reagan with his biggest save of the night.
Now, these offensive faceoffs for the Capitals so critical when they've got Bondra and Pavanka out here and Miller.
Reagan, that familiar kind of turn angle. Waits for the faceoff, and the Penguins win it. Daigneault around the wing. Can Francis deflect it off the wood and out? He can't. Gonchar pinched in. Francis trying to move over and work the puck free. Kicks at it. He's just relentless. Up to Nedved. Can Nedved get it out? He can't. Right side, a shot, and just missed. That was by Peter Bondra. The puck popping off the wood and comes all the way back into Washington territory.
It was a cannon, too.
Icing called against the Penguins.
13-2 the shots here in overtime. And Reagan doing what Olaf Kolzig did early in the game, late in the game.
Well, Kenny, a great competitor.
And a great overtime goaltender, and I should say a great playoff goaltender. He's proven that, especially in coming in the way he did, to kind of ride in on the white horse. Nobody will ever forget what he did for the Philadelphia Flyers against the Penguins back in '89 in Game 7. He came out of nowhere to stone the Penguins and win that series for the Flyers. He did not play on top of his game last year in the playoffs, but this situation is more to the way Craig Patrick was imagining it when he acquired him in the trade.
Nedved deals it behind the net. Francis of Pittsburgh will leave it for Chris Tamer. Tamer's outlet pass comes through down the left wing. It will not be far enough for icing. Shouldn't be. Gonchar goes. They do call icing. Gonchar appeared to have an opportunity to get to that puck to me.
I thought Yager got his skate on the puck first.
Well, they'll bring it back.
Well, that was Gonchar's stick. You see it in there between the skate of Yager and the boards. Great effort by Gonchar.
Well, Nedved's been winning some faceoffs. Now Yager comes off. The Penguins put Sandstrom on board here. .606 left in the first overtime period. Game is tied at 2. And another win by Nedved. Here's Zubov throwing the puck around. Penguins basically going with 4 defensemen also here. In this contest, Zubov around the net. Look out here. Loose puck. Babanka trying to set it up. He has it. Now swinging off the leg, and it will come to Tamer. Worked it over to Ron Francis. Up to Nedved, and he comes cruising through to the Capitals blue line. He's going to pick a shot, move in against Gonchar. Pulls up. Still looking. Nowhere to go with it. Throw it around behind the net. Francis goes after it to the near corner. It went right by his stick. On to center to Gonchar. Trailer and Bondra. Bondra is going to go right to the goal. They must stop that maneuver, but they can't clear. And Dietzick will take possession of it. Up to Brian Smolinski. Smoke's going to flip it over the shoulder of Steve Pops, the defenseman. He went down on the play. Now Brunette trying to turn and clear, and he can't do it. Juno able to finally work it across ice to center. Krieger drills it quickly to the Penguins' end. Back and forth they go. Pops with a giveaway to Dietzick. Dietzick's going to get to the blue line, though, and shoot it in. The Penguins quickly make a change.
Fortunately, Dietzick right over there by the bench where they hollered at him and just said, get it in deep, and he went right to the bench.
Juno's pass went off. Murray fell down. He ran right over to one of the Capitals. Dave Roche of the Pens. Lost it to Brunette. He'll get it back. Here he comes now. Skating quickly to the Capitals end. Roche going to shoot it wide of Kolzig. It comes to the right of the net. Fox will take Murray into the net, but Murray works off that check going left side. Tamer back along the far wing. Cote comes over. He's battling. The Penguins in digging for it. Krieger finally gets possession of it. His pass behind Andrew Brunette. And Roche is going to shoot it in. Now we've got Juno and Roche banging one another. We're going to get penalties called here. Joey Juno and Dave Roche. I don't think so. They'll just let him go to the bench. Four minutes and 23 seconds left here in this overtime period.
Dave Roche right in front of the Penguins bench again. Just throwing it in deep and then getting the arm up into the head of Joey Juno.
We see Hunter returning to the ice.
Pops is on the ice now. They get a chance to get him involved. Now he's off, and Gonchar's come on. And the checking line plus Ustorf, I guess you'd call it. Seems like Jim Schoenfeld just goes with checkers and then at least one offensive player on each line. Ustorf, the guy who had that chance earlier and was robbed by Reagan in the glove save.
And it is lifted back into the Capital zone. Gonchar behind the goal. again banks it in. Charge pass to the near wing, and Oostdorf comes flying up ahead to center ice to Mike Eagles. He just shoots the puck in. Hunter goes in with Tamer. They both collide. Yager's back to scoop it up out of his own zone. He has Zubov open on the left side. Instead, he goes to Nedved, and here comes the flying Nedved. Onto the Capitals end. Something might happen. Nope, he just shoots it in behind the net. Kolzig stops it for Mark Tenorti, and Nedved wants off. Penguins really changing quickly. Yager broke up the play. Tried to hit Francis, but it jumped off the stick at the last second.
You got to change quickly now. Not enough in the tank to stay out there for long shifts.
Tenorti's pass. Onto the Penguin blue line.
No fear of guys staying out too long now, Mike. They're going to want to get off. They'll throw lifesavers out there.
He's to Sandstrom. He has Johnson the beat. Takes off down the right side. Sandstrom waits. Goes now to Daniel shooting, and that missed the target. Kolzig put it in the corner. Dietzig gets after it. He can't get it back to Smolinski. He comes off the skate. Here's Sandstrom battling for it. Cote recovering. And Sylvain Cote. Wanderers open on the right wing. Pavanka carries it in. Pavanka now with a man going to the net. He shoots it himself. Riga can't find the puck, and now drilled right into the net by Dietzig is Miller. And the net's off the mooring.
Boy, Dietzig, fortunately, is a guy who all year long, Mike, I've noticed has really been very conscious of his defensive responsibilities. He plays almost like a defenseman. He'll turn and go backwards and really face the play. And he did a good job there because Bondra was sneaking up ice on the right wing. Wilkinson was caught in the neutral zone, completely out of the play. The Penguins had only one defenseman back, and Dietzig was playing like a defenseman and did a great job to stay with Bondra coming back. I don't know if you can see it here, but there's Wilkinson at the bottom of your screen. He's more or less out of the play now. Pavanka's got the puck. There's Bondra going to the net. So it was another Capital streaking to the net. That was Kelly Miller, and Dietzig stayed right with him.
Well, the first three periods of this hockey game, everything favored the Penguins with the exception of Ole Kolzig. In the overtime, it's been the Capitals with the better of the play and opportunities to win it, but the goaltending of Kenny Reagan. 14-3 the shots. Capitals lead here in the overtime. What a crazy hockey game. And it may have a lot longer to go. And then again, it could end any moment on this faceoff.
Don't say that. You know, that's weird, but a lot of times when teams get more shots, outshoot the opponent, the other team that comes back and gets the goal. We'll see if that's the case.
Nedved battling here, wins the draw, and it comes off the near side. Miller put it up front. J.J. Daniel corrals it, and here's the lead pass to Ron Francis. Looking right wing, Yager off his glove. Cuts in deep to the right wing corner. Johnson staying right with him. Yager trying to get free from the body of Jimmy Johnson. Now Cote comes over to take possession. Sylvain Cote. Right wing giving the puck to Pavanka. Bondra's going to the net, but he can't pull back to make a pass. Nedved gunning around to the near side to Neil Wilkinson. He turns as Francis going through center ice. They might be a little tired here on this shift. Francis takes the pass, drop pass to Yager, offside. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. And Ronnie Francis doesn't either. I don't think they made the right call, and I'd like to see that again. Francis goes to the bench. That looked to be an onside play to me.
It sure did. And Yager was right there to pick up a loose puck.
Yeah.
Well, here it is.
Was he offside on himself? There was a puck outside and he brought it in. I think that might have been the call. Not Yager.
Well, they're saying right there that, yeah, you know, you have to have control. You can be ahead of the play as long as you have control of the puck and you're carrying it. You can go backwards across the line.
You know, Yager's not in.
No, it was Francis offside on himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Kevin Miller shoots it to the net. Kolzig will leave it for Pops. He struggles a bit with it, but has it. Trying to get around Dave Rose. He's whacking with that stick. Here's Roach now forcing the play. Kevin Miller put it back in front. Nelson takes the puck and winds it up the right wing. Krieger up the center. Zubov steps in to beat him to it. Nelson in the collision with one of the Penguins on the near side. That's Glenn Murray. And Mark Tenorti is going to bank it into the Penguin zone. 1:43 to go in the first overtime period. We will go back to another Hockey Hotline intermission special. If this game remains tied, this will be an icing call against Pittsburgh. No, they get the puck, and Glenn Murray has it. Murray comes up with it in the near corner. He beat the Capitals to it. Fatigue starting to settle in a little bit right now. Tenorti's all over. Murray hauls him down. Yeah, it's going to be one of those games now. Merriwelli just. So if they're doing it to you, you've got to do it to them. It's the only way you can work it.
Well, Wilkinson sort of did it to Kelly Miller when he had that breakaway. So
Nordy's pass off the board. Through now to the Penguins into the ice. Gives it back. Penguins coming. The Capitals on a line change. Sandstrom trying to get in. Jimmy Johnson gets over. Boy, he's been strong in this overtime period. Jim Johnson. He has played terrific for the Capitals here in this overtime all night long, for that matter.
Speaking of conditioning, another guy who is in fantastic physical condition and has been for a long time. He's way ahead of everybody else as far as that goes, I think.
This was a line change for the Capitals. This was the pass, and Jimmy Johnson trying to get back in. Took a swipe at Sandstrom, and again, it's just now is just almost as if anything goes.
Oh yeah, he reached in with a left arm and really knocked him back.
.1 second. Hunter's going to come off here. He wants a new stick, I think.
That's a delay tactic there.
Well, the delay gives the Penguins a chance to put Tomas Sandstrom on.
Except that
Nedved's coming off. I think they want Sandstrom on that left side and for the shooting situation here, possibly.
Oh, well, he pointed as if somebody wanted somebody to go back.
Puck loose at the near corner. Sandstrom with it. Up it towards the net. Kolzig easily steers it to the near side. Penguins in working. Yager behind the goal. Johnson got a piece of him. Yager trying to work free from it. Yager behind the net being held up. Yager scoots free. Johnson fell down. Yager comes out. He tried to pass to Daniel. Knocked away. Now back in front. Poked away with the Capitals. They come rambling up. Kelly Miller runs it back to center and shoots it inside the Penguin line. 25 seconds to go in the first overtime. And Jim Johnson back to take command of it. The guy that really worked hard at this game to improve it. A lot of power skating, and he said signed as a free agent, still in the National Hockey League. 7 seconds to go. And dumped in. And he's playing on a bad ankle, too. There was some question whether or not he would even play in game 3.
He said, I don't think it's broken. Yeah. So apparently it's not.
Well, the first overtime period has been completed, and we will go to double overtime. Amazing. And we'll be back. You're watching it all here on PRIMEKBL. All right, here are the shots in the first overtime. Washington with 14, the Penguins with 3. Game totals right now, Pittsburgh 45 and the Capitals with 35. The longest overtime game the Penguins have ever been involved in went to 2 overtime periods. And against the St. Louis Blues in 1981 at St. Louis, Mike Crombie scored the game winner for the Blues at 5:16 of the second overtime. Here's a big save by Kolzig early in the overtime. Francis setting up J.J. Daniel, the best scoring chance the Penguins really had. Daniel walked in home free and Kolzig made the save. But the save of the night right now in this one belongs to Kenny Regan. And it was Stefan Ustorf who had a chance to win it. It looked as though it was ticketed for upstairs in the far corner. That puck, it did hit Tamer's stick. It hit his stick and then hopped up in the air, was slowed down just a little bit, and Regan able to glove it.
And if you look closely there, you can see Regan getting his glove up and into position as Ustorf was taking the shot. And the shot went right into his glove, and he was able to hang on to it off the deflection. The Capitals were involved in an unbelievable quadruple overtime game that lasted 1 hour and 8 minutes and 47 seconds.
That was in the fourth overtime period. The fourth overtime period, they scored at 8:27. Pat LaFontaine scored to beat the Washington Capitals for the New York Islanders.
I remember it well. He just kind of turned and fired it to the net. And there were incredible stories after that game about how exhausted the players were. Rod Langway, the outstanding defenseman and former Norris Trophy winner of the Capitals, lost 25 pounds in that game in one game. He weighed about 240, but he weighed about 2:15 or so when,
what was
when the game was over.
In the overtime, the first overtime, how he put Jimmy Johnson out against Jaromir Jagr and switched off, bringing Tinordi out. I told you Tinordi looked a little tired, and I think that JJ really responded with a great period of hockey. And we saw him a lot against Jaromir Jagr. Here are the Penguins beginning the second overtime.
You'll see the guys looking fresh for a while, and then they'll start to look more like they did towards the end of the first overtime.
Jagr trying to get into his own end to get the puck out of danger, and he does. Capitals carry it in. It's offside. They've got Tinordi out here against Jagr now.
Well, talking to some people during the intermission, one of the things that somebody pointed out, Jagr smiling, and he's too much. Talking about the fact that the Penguins won a lot of draws in their own end, but they didn't get the puck out. They would pull it back to the back boards and then just wouldn't have a tough time getting it out. And that's something that I think is true. But it could be worse. They could have lost the draw.
Ron Francis at his own blue line here against Pavanka. Ronnie going to get it waved out? He might. No, they reset it. Let's give some credit to the linesmen here tonight, too. Dan McCord and Gerard Gauthier with the referee, Marawelli. A long night for them, too.
Three of the more experienced officials in the NHL.
Pavanka looks for an avenue up the center. Bondra off the glove of Pavanka into the Penguins into Todd Krieger. First shot to the net, and Reagan stops that with a stick. Francis behind the goal. Zubov hit heavily by Krieger. Francis steers it over to the near side to Peter Nedved. Back in behind the goal to Sergei Zubov. Jagr hanging tough at center. Tinordi's right on him. Zubov's pass. Nedved's going to take it. He got behind the defense. Here he comes in on goal. Makes a move. Stopped by Kolzig. And now Tinordi jumping in to grab Peter Nedved. Kolzig made the save of the night for the Capitals there. As Nedved with great speed.
I think that's Jagr he's got tied up.
Jagr?
Yep. Nedved trying to turn it to the backhand. You remember he beat Kolzig earlier in this series by snapping it up underneath the crossbar. And this time he tried at the very last second to go to the backhand, and Kolzig's legs went back into the net, but his arms were out and he was able to make the save on him. Watch his legs go straight back, and that glove actually got over and made the save. Boy, that's some serious flexibility there. That's that Mike Richter style of spreading out by Kolzig, and a great save there. 44, and number 44 the biggest so far.
Nedved wants to see it on the big screen. The players are really watching that, and he'll look and see a remarkable save by Kolzig. Jagr's going to come off here.
And by the way, Mike, Zubov made a great play there. He waited and waited, and I thought he was going to go to Francis, and I think Ronnie did too, but Ronnie kind of cleared out an area, and he went to Nedved, who slipped behind the defense and went in alone.
This face-off pulled back to the near side of the Capitals end. Well, that's the best scoring chance the Penguins have had in overtime to win it. Capitals had Ustorp in overtime number 1. Andrew Burnett lead it inside the Penguin line. The Penguins working up the right wing. Thomas Sandstrom after it against Jim Johnson. Now Juneau. Look back for the puck. Daniel is going to slip in and steal. This pass too far for Smolenski, and that's going to come the length of the ice. Icing called against the Penguins. We're a minute and 34 seconds into the second overtime. Well, Nedved entered the game as the top scorer in the playoffs with Adam Graves of the New York Rangers, and he was denied there. He had a tying goal for the Penguins.
Well, our next TV game will be the next game of this series. Game 5 on Friday. Coverage begins here on Prime Sports at 7 o'clock. Penguins would love to be playing that one with the series tied at 2. Right now it's tied at 2 on the scoreboard.
And Pavanka squares up here against Peter Nedved. Nedved wins another faceoff. And Tamer around the boards. Penguins let it deflect onto center ice. Bonder's going to whack it right to the net. Offside call against the Capitals. They had a man inside the zone. And Jimmy Schoenfeld has just told him now, shoot the puck, shoot the puck, shoot the puck. And Bondra didn't waste any time doing that. Pavanka and Bondra have been the goal scorers for the Capitals. Jaromir Jagr and Peter Nedved. Bench check connection.
It's amazing, isn't it? 3 Czechs and a Slovakian have scored 2 goals here tonight.
Right. Actually, we talked about Pavanka is from the Ukraine. Born there. Moved to Slovakia when he was 3 years of age. There's Tamer after another face-off tally by the Penguins. Down the right wing, Kevin Miller giving the puck to Deasy. Got a man open, going to the net, but the pass behind Glenn Murray.
I want to see the Penguins just get the puck to the net.
This will be Zubov. Penguins losing Mario Lemieux. Late in period number 2. An instigating minor, a fighting major, and a game misconduct. And I mentioned at that time he would be gone for overtime too. Well, we're into the second overtime. Here is Zubov. Had trouble with it. Bondra gets to the front. Here's Hunter going to the net. And it comes off Reagan. He's going to take that puck and drive it over to the near side. Deasy of the Penguins trying to get it out of danger, and he does. Francis. Ahead it goes into the Caps in, and right by Jagr. And bit of the Penguins whistle it down the board, but not into the zone. Capitals come up. Dale Hunter. Stopped by Chris Joseph, who gets a chance to play here. The first time he's been on forever. Tenori runs into Jagr, or Jagr runs into him. Jagr with the puck. Eagles all over him. He goes to the right wing corner. Francis trying to play off Tenori. Moving around on the near side. Gonchar comes over. Can he clear? Daniel keeps it in. Jagr gets to the puck. Back to the left point. Daniel shoots it towards the goal. Nedved wanted it in front, but he couldn't get it. Now Nedved again after a near corner. Gonchar took a bump from Jagr. Jagr hit by Hunter and flattened on the ball. Now Jagr gets back in the action. Oh, Gonchar just elbowed him and crunched him with a heavy check behind the goal. Ustorp to the left wing, breaking to the Penguins in, and Daniel comes up with it. Here's the pass to Brian Smolinski. Potts is going to take command of it, and an outlet pass comes to center to Kelly Miller. Zubov coming against him, takes him wide. Smolinski trying to push it up the boards and out of the zone. It does come out. Cote has to hurry back with Roche closing ground. Roche watching as Juneau takes the pass, and he goes to center red. Miller took a hard check from Dave Roche. Into Pittsburgh ice. Miller on one leg, gets himself free though. The bounce back. Comes driving towards the net, centers it in front. Zubov has it. He's tired right now. Zubov looking to flip it out, and he does get it out of the Penguin zone. He wants to get off, but he can't. Here's Cote right back in. Slap shot. Kicked away by Reagan. Cote again around to the left wing side to Peter Bondra. Penguins in trouble right now. Centering pass. Zubov can't clear. Here's Bondra to the right side to Cote. Cote shoots it. Reagan to save. Rebound in front. Nelson trying to put it in. He can't do it. Nelson wraparound. Loose in front. Now Tamer runs into one of the Capitals, and that's Bondra. And the net's off the moorings.
And Nelson just got flattened by Sergei Zubov after he threw it in front.
Sandstrom involved now with Joey Juneau. And I think Bondra and Tamer will be the 2 men going off here. Now Sandstrom and Juneau separate.
And after what happened to Jagr down in the corner, you would expect that guys are just going to start hammering each other and tackling each other and doing what they're doing right now.
He may not even call. Yes, he will. He's going to send Bondra and Tamer off. Bondra setting up the play for Sylvain Cote. That went off the left pad and then in around the net. Nelson worked himself free. He had a good chance. He came back around, and then you can see Bondra hammered by Tamer right into the goal. And he came up swinging.
We got a word from Statman along the way that Gonchar played 40+ minutes after 1 overtime, 36 shifts. Zubov 45+ minutes, 39 shifts in this game. Going into the second overtime. Look at Jagr here, come to the corner. Nedved takes a hit. Hunter takes him down. Here comes Gonchar. He just bowls him right over.
Well, they picked some debris up that was thrown on the ice in the Penguins end. Rega tells Maroelli, I'm going for a walk.
That's terrible. Whatever it was, it's real hard to clean up.
Well, I noticed after the regulation time, they closed the beer stands down, so that's not open, and they were complaining about not being able to get something to drink. I don't know what that could be. Sometimes I don't want to give any ideas. I'm not going to say a word.
Kelly Miller, you just saw taking a drink there, was a member of the Washington Capitals team, was he not? No, he wouldn't have been back then.
I don't think so. I think they were traded from the Rangers to.
What year was that? That was
87. That's pretty close. They have their roster for 87. You'll be able to find out. We'll look in the book and see what year he was playing. Hunter was here.
Yeah, he was here. Nope.
9 years. That's about right. It probably was his first year.
It was Miller's first year. You said 87, right? He joined the Rangers in the 86-87 season.
He joined the Rangers that year?
I'm sorry, he left the Rangers and joined the Caps.
There is Jaromir Jagr, who had 12 game-winning goals in the regular season to lead everybody. Set a new Penguin record for the most game winners in one season.
Mike Hunter came the following year, 87-88.
So that would be the only man on the roster, right?
Right.
Was involved in that game.
And they're still scraping stuff up off the ice right now.
Well, game number 5 of this series will be played at Pittsburgh on Friday night. There are tickets available for that game. Game 6, if necessary, would be played here Sunday afternoon. And another reminder to you, there are tickets available for that one down here, should it go that far.
Objects are not to be thrown onto the ice. The players request that, please.
Yeah, you are right, Staggy. Whatever it is not an easy thing to get up off the ice surface, and it happens to be in the Penguins' end. See, the problem is that fans don't realize in their stupidity, forgive the easy words, is it not only affects the opposing team but your team too, because if they get a cut on a skate and it's so frail, you can put a player out for the rest of his career. Not only the visitor, the home team as well. Actually, as far as crowds are concerned, the Capitals crowds are pretty well under control. I mean, good fans and don't have a lot of problems here. If this were New York, you might have had a few tire irons.
There's some real beauties in the stands in Madison Square Garden.
But they have to carry that just to protect themselves to get in and out of the garden.
That's true.
You think our friends from New York are watching tonight? I would say they probably are. Sam Rosen and John Davidson.
You'd have to have a bodyguard just to get a cab there. Guys try to get the cab for you, and then as you're getting in, they take your money. Here's your chance to win a replica 1938 Jaguar convertible, once owned by Mario Lemieux. Mario has donated this car to the Lemieux Foundation to be raffled off to raise funds for the cancer research. Tickets are $5 and are available at all Penguin home games or at the Penn's offices, Gate 9 at the Civic Arena. Get your raffle tickets and help in the fight against cancer. And help the Mario Lemieux Foundation.
Well, we go to a 4-on-4 situation. Cote and Tenorti or Jimmy Johnson will be back. The Penguins have Nedved and Francis on the front line. Nedved had the best scoring chance here. And now Jagr hops over the boards. An offside call against the Capitals. Nedved came out to handle the faceoff should Francis lose it. Let's see if he does again. Yes, he will. Yager will come back to the bench. And the Capitals change here and put Tenorti on, along with Sergei Gonchar. Chris Joseph on board for the Penguins with Sergei Zubov, with Tamer out of the lineup. And the Capitals lose their top goal scorer in Bondra for 2 minutes, maybe more. They'll have to wait for a whistle. And here is Sergei Gonchar. Sneaking the puck in behind the Penguin net. Reagan, who replaced Tom Barrasso at the end of the first period. Well, he's played a full game plus. And Joseph looking for room. Gives it to Zubov, and he just dances with it, shoots it on the center. That's where the Capitals intercept. They shoot it back in.
Capitals have a goal in this series in a 4-on-4 situation. And watch for the D on these plays because they can be very dangerous.
Ustorf around to Gonchar. Back now to Gonchar. He leads it over to Pavanka. Pretty smooth skater, Michael Pavanka. Hang it to the near corner. He goes around behind the net. Yager and Ustorf give chase, and here comes Francis out of his own end, but he has 3 white shirts to beat, but Yager's trailing the play. Gives it to him on the right side with good speed against Johnson. Goes down behind the net. Johnson hangs right there, tough with him. Boy, Jimmy Johnson has really played well.
Remember, Paul Coffey once called Jim Johnson the best skating defensive defenseman in hockey when he was a member of the Penguins, and Johnson also was on the blue line for Pittsburgh. And I think, and if you're going to have any kind of effectiveness against Yager, you've got to have a guy who can skate. The difference with Tenorti, he's so physical, he's been able to stand up against Yager, but mostly I think a lot of that has been due to the fact that Tenorti has had a lot of help. He's had his forwards coming back and enabling him to stand up, knowing that he's got support behind him, because they've always been, as we've told you so many times already, outnumbering Yager on the puck. With Jimmy Johnson, what he's done in this game when he's been out there against Yager has been able to stay with him, skate backwards, and really use his legs to stay with Yager, who comes with such great speed when he comes down that right side.
And I think what's even more impressive to the fact that you know, the number of minutes he's logged out here, and Yager coming on maybe every other shift or something, but Johnson playing out there, it seems a little bit more time, and Johnson banks it up into the Penguin zone. Wilkinson around the wood. Daniel tried to deflect it away and out. He can't do it.
Well, he got in the way there for a moment.
Nedved with a broken stick on the ice, and he just bangs it off the sideboards to center. Eagles trying to carry it in. He will come down the right side with Nedved hooking him. Daniel stands him up. Wilkinson reached him, but he couldn't get the puck. Now Daniel comes over and gets it. And here come the Penguins. They might have a chance here, but Juneau closes ground with that speed. And he's quick. Nedved on the play. Shooter to the right wing boards, and then behind Ole Kolzig. Tenorti back, 13 and a half to go. Those minor penalties, they will come out at the same time. Here comes Tamer and Bondra. Apologies, Miller trying to get into the area, and he can't because Pavanka was offside. This will be Tenorti wrapping the puck behind Reagan. He couldn't cut it off. Joseph took a whack at it. Now picked up, shot from the left side and wide of the net. On the right wing side, Gonchar shoot it back through traffic, stopped by Reagan. Rebound. Who's going to get a backhander? Hit the side of the goal.
Wow, Pavanka had an open net there.
Smolinski around, pops left side, direct to the net, stopped again by Reagan off his chest. Here are the Capitals. Gonchar back to the goal. Up Reagan's stick one more time. Thomas Sandstrom looks it over. He might ice it here. No, he's going to take the puck and swing it up to Zubov, who can't handle it. Zubov knocked it by the defenseman, though, and he comes on to the Capitals end. Offside against the Penguins here. It'll be delayed. The Capitals have the puck, and that's waved off. Ooh, couple of tense moments there. The Capitals threatening to win it. Daniel behind the goal, passing to Neil Wilkinson. Here comes Nedved with speed, and he has Yager and Francis. Nedved moves into the camp's in. Drop pass to Yager. Here he comes, shooting the puck, and he's stopped by Kolzig off his stick. Yager again back behind the net. They both get trapped in, Francis and Yager, and here come the Capitals. Jim Johnson down the right wing. He's going to shoot it off a leg of Daniel. Karam's all the way around. Yager gets to the puck. He drops it off with a beautiful pass to Nedved. Coming late on the play is Daniel. Nedved's in. Daniel's going to the net. Nedved shoots it. That's going to be off the body of the Capitals. And now they go the other way. Juneau to Jeff Nelson. He gets it by Yager, who got back quickly to cover in his own end. They dig for that puck. One of the Capitals has lost his helmet. That's Mike Eagle. The Penguins wrap it down the side into Capitals ice. This will be an icing call against Pittsburgh. And you can see the fatigue kind of set in here on both these teams with 11:43 left in the second overtime.
And you can see Nedved there. He was looking for traffic in front, just waiting until he pulled the trigger, and then he ended up hitting that traffic in front. It went off of Cote's leg and wide of the goal. And Reget with some great saves as the Caps once again had the pressure on, and things were getting a little scrambly in the Penguin zone. Gonchar able to hold in at the point, and he just threw it right back to the net. Reget got his right pad on it. Now he's flopping for the puck. Miller shoots it off the side of the net. The fans stood up behind the goal thinking the puck was in. Smolinski cleared it, but not out. They got it back to the net again. Reget making the save. The rebound came out to the point, and if you keep it rolling here, you're going to see Reget get his stick. I think the shaft of his stick on this shot as it came bouncing in right there. And then Yager with a shot earlier. He came wheeling around in the zone and ripped one to the net. And I think Kolzig was able to get a stick on that shot. It looked like it might have been going wide from that angle.
Hunter here against Smolinski. Penguin zone. Every face-off so important. And Tamer around the board. Glenn Murray will try and wheel it out. He skates with it. On the center now to the Capitals. And the Gonchar going back. The Penguins put Dzik on board here. The Capitals race down to their own end. Stefan Ustorp rubbed against the glass by Kevin Miller. Dzik pass back slowly into the Capital zone. Gonchar going back to get it. Miller colliding with Steve Pops, and the goaltender stick lost. Oh, Dzik just crushed Hunter with a booming check and knocked him flying. They come after Dzik, but they miss him, and here's the puck into the Capital zone. I mean, Hunter got buried by Joe Dzik. He hit him so hard his kids will be born dizzy. And at center ice, a puck pushed away back into the Penguin zone.
Dzik hits like a football player.
Boy, does he ever. Daniel's pass cut off, and here comes Pavanka. He lost it. Sandstrom now with the puck down the right wing, 2-on-3. Sandstrom comes in. Rose follows on, has the puck. What's the call? Offside. Penguins look at the linesman Dan McCourt wanting to know why the offside call. And Sandstrom challenges too. I think he must have been on himself again, being offside. Pulled it back over the line and brought it in.
Here comes number 16. That's the number of the truck. What hit Dale Hunter right there.
I'll tell you, he'll get back up and he'll come for more, though. He'll give his share too, Dale Hunter. That is a crunching check by bone crunching by Joe Dzik.
You gotta like it.
Well, the Penguins, if they lose this game, are down 3-1 in the series. If they win it, we're tied. With a best of 3 on the line. Shooted in behind the Capitals goal. Daigneault, or Penguins goal. Daigneault around the wood. Couldn't get it out. Here's a shot by Kelly Miller, and he missed the net from the left wing circle. Rhodes trying to clear. Can't. Cote put it in front. Look out. Here's Barbara. Knocked away, and it comes right to Reagan, and Kelly Miller came that close to winning the game again for the Capitals.
Kelly Miller has a game-winning goal in overtime for the Caps.
J.J. Daigneault slams a stick against the glass as if to say it was my fault. Let's see how the play developed. Daigneault looked for it. He couldn't find it. Oh, big save by Reagan on Kelly Miller.
Thomas Sandstrom tried to chip the puck off the boards as it came to him, Mike, on the far side, and he couldn't get it out, and they got it back to the net, and all this stuff happened because the Penguins just could not make the play on the far boards to get it out. Sandstrom tried to just help it along by just chipping it around the defenseman, and they were able to pinch in, keep it alive, and get it back to the net twice.
Capitals have outshot the Penguins 8-1 here in this second overtime. Off Ustorp's stick, and here comes Jaromir Jagr. 4 white shirts to beat. Definitely Washington's been the stronger team in the 2 overtime periods, but they've not been able to win it. And here's Mike Eagle. Long blast. Reagan again with a stick save. Tamer tried to steer it out. He can't do it. You've got to believe somewhere, unless the Capitals win it shortly, the Pens will have an opportunity. Here comes Jagr down the right wing. Into the Caps end. Goes between the defensemen. Shoots the puck. And Tinordi got a piece of it.
Tinordi is just playing so solid defensively against Jagr.
He's got to get off now. And here's Gonchar throwing the puck to the Penguin net. Change coming up here. Jagr still on board. Dzik takes the puck. He's trying to beat Cote. Can't do that. Miller comes on and he runs into Junot. And here's the pass right wing. Todd Krieger to the Penguins end. In front, and one of the Penguins pulled down Andrew Brunette. That was Chris Joseph. Back come the Penguins. It's all tackle here. I'll tell you, Dietrich feels at home because it's like a football game right now. Murray shoots that. It was off into the stands. Yeah, this is just like playing college ball right now.
Well, Washington out shooting Pittsburgh 9-1 in the second overtime. 22-4 so far in the extra periods. Yager one-on-one. They didn't want to isolate one-on-one. Well, I'll tell you what, Tenorti's doing a heck of a job. He got the stick out with that long reach. Prevented Yager from getting the shot to the net. Tenorti using that stick to, I think, distract Yager from looking over the ice and deciding where he wanted to go. He had to look down at the puck. With him sweeping, checking the way he was with the stick, Yager is forced to look at the puck and make sure he maintains control of it. And he eventually got the blade down and blocked the shot.
Well, the Capitals have Eric Sharon, unless he's hurt on the bench. They haven't used him at all in the overtime periods. And the Penguins have Francois Leroux, and they haven't used him at all. They've used Joseph sparingly. He's out here now. Krieger after the face-off, and the Capitals. Joseph pulls down Krieger. Play is going to continue. Johnson lost it. Here's Roche cutting for the net. A backhand shot, and Kolzig made the save on Dave Roche. Bondra off the near wing, and two Penguins are back. But a steal by Smolinski. Stick handling. He has the puck. He'll try and get a shot off. He does. Block, pick up in front, and deflection by Roche went over the head of Ole Kolzig. Now here come the Capitals, and Bondra scoots out. On to center. His wrist shot. Glove by Reagan. He's going to elect to hold on to it. Ooh, the Penguins were close there. And you get that feeling the game's not going to be too much longer. You know what I'm saying, Paul? You get the feeling both clubs are so physically drained right now that you might have something happen here shortly. And of course that means we'll probably play two more overtime periods.
Yeah, it's not out of the realm of
possibility. That might just run out of gas. And
boy, Roche with that good backhand shot. Look at that puck skipping on him. And he just got enough of the rubber to direct it to the net, and Kolzig with his right pad on it. Well, anybody who ever played ball hockey probably feels right at home too.
Now here's Mr. Hunter, the captain of the Capitals, to handle another faceoff. And Peter Nedved. No, it won't be Hunter. It's going to be Eagles against Nedved. I wonder how many faceoffs Nedved has won tonight. He wins another one. Tamer around the board. He is without question the Penguins' best faceoff man now, Peter Nedved. Francis steering the puck inside the Capital blue line. Goncher lost it. Yager looks for somebody, and it's down to the Caps in. Backing away was Tenorti, and here's Francis with it. He shoots it. That's going to be over the glass. Now that was very interesting. And watching Tenorti, and I again say to you, I think he is really tiring right now, because the play called for him to close ground on Francis, and he backed off. He backed off on that play, and that's just when you get fatigued, you start to worry, you know, that you're not going to be able to do it and then recover. So I can see signs of Tenorti really being tired.
His legs look rubbery.
Yeah,
but he's still out here, and he's getting the job done one way or another.
It's terrific. Terrific game tonight. A lot of people really have come up. There's a guy who played in that overtime game.
Yeah, that's why I just asked for a shot of him, because he was on the ice. I think he was on the ice. He was definitely on the bench if he wasn't on the ice for that game-winning goal by Pat LaFontaine in quadruple overtime in '87.
And Nedved. Nedved another win, and here's Zubov trying to shoot it to the net. Block. Picked up by Yager with Tenorti all over him. Battling. Yager works it free. Down behind the net. Hunter's lost his helmet. Francis shooting in front. Here's Zubov going to the net. He can't quite hold it. Now where's the puck? Penguins battle for it. Cote comes out of a traffic jam.
Mateo Hunter was holding Nedved's stick, doing anything he can.
Cote shooting around the net, and it comes off the blade of Kenny Reagan. Francis runs into a man, and now Zubov cut around 2 men, and here he comes to the Capitals end down the left wing. Zubov's going to shoot it. Blocked. He gets it back. He's right there. He drives into the net, and Kolzig stops him. And now Kolzig comes out and gives Yager a wrap from behind.
And Zubov just put his hands up as just to say, I can't believe that didn't go in. Zubov looks like he's pretty fresh right now. He's got a lot of gas left in his tank.
I don't know about that.
Compared to other players, Mike, I'm telling you, he's got the jump in his leg still. Watch this play here. He gets it back. Ooh. Colsey's got a pretty big frame, you know. He takes up a lot of net. When he drops to his knees, there's not a whole lot of net to hit.
Here's the face-off coming up. Right back to play. And here comes Kevin Miller trying to center for Glenn Murray. Off the plate. Deasy goes behind the net to Kevin Miller. Miller with it. Turns as Deasy in front of the net. Comes out, shoots it himself, but just missing with Glenn Murray. Now Brunette. Murray's back to center, and he will dump it to the Penguin goal. And Neil Wilkinson recovering. He gave it away, though, in the far wing. Daigneault recovering to take possession of it. 7:18 to go in the overtime. Second overtime. We are tied at 2. We into the night out club yet?
Oh, yeah, 11 minutes in.
All right. You're with us. Near to center now will be Glenn Murray. He's coming back 1-on-2, and he is punched, knocked down by Pops. The defenseman, loose puck bouncing between the circles, and Brunette gathers it in. On the plate of center to Junot. 1-on-1 against Daigneault. Here's a trailer on the play. Pops, and he's going to get to the slot, but he can't hold the puck. Centered out. Daigneault floated over. Murray's going to push it to the blue line. Gonchar kept it in. Shoots it on a Daigneault stick and just wide of the net. Now what happened? High stick. I think we had a high stick on that puck. And they bring the face-off outside of the Capital blue line. Or they called offside against Gonchar. He never did keep it in.
Sure looked like it. He did, didn't it?
Yeah, it did to me.
Gerard Gauthier standing out there getting ready to drop the puck. The two Sergeys. Gonchar goes to the bench. Zubov gets ready for the draw.
And Zubov leaving the puck for Chris Tamer. Penguins now in the longest overtime game they've ever been involved in. And Sylvain Cote, the Capital defenseman. He'll find Michael Pivanka. Capital just lifted to the far corner. Zubov went in, turned around by Krieger. Here's Pivanka going right to the net, and it hit the side of the goal. Pivanka again with it, lost it, and Zubov up to center too far for Thomas Sandstrom. Jim Johnson winds it in. 6 minutes left in the second overtime. The center cut off by Eagles. He's into the Penguins in a shot right to the goal, and it's Reggett down to his knees to make the save on Mike Eagles.
What happens, I think, Mike, too, when you get into these long overtime games is that the players really don't have a whole lot on their shots. It's easier for the goaltenders to make the saves because the shots just don't have as much on them. Eagles cranked it up here. Reggett able to gobble up the rebound. There was no rebound. He just squeezed it between his pads.
And maybe one of the reasons why you see fluke goals end up a lot of times being game winners. You know, where the puck bounces crazily in the net in a weird way, and that can happen for you. And I know you like this, and again you.
And again you. For you and again you.
2-2 is the score. If you joined us late, what were you doing all night? Shame on you for 6 weeks.
Look out.
Hunter to Gonchar. Gonchar shot. Francis gave his body up and blocked it. Here's Eagles back to the right point. Gonchar again trying to put it through traffic to the net. Stopped by Reggett. Cleared by Nedved, but not out. Hunter's back in the play again. He is hit by Nedved from behind. Works off that check. Look out. He puts it in front, and Yager reads the play, and he steals it. Here he comes. Yager looking for that extra win. Down the right wing against Tenorti. Trying to get by him. Tenorti holds him up. And Hunter got all the way back into his own end. I'll tell you, for a guy 35, he's doing a heck of a job tonight.
Francis did a great job, Mike, on that shift. He knocked down Eagles after he blocked the shot. Then he got back in the slot, prevented Eagles from being in position to get to a loose puck.
Kevin Miller's pass to J.J. Daigneault. And off the glass and back into the Capitals end. Here's Cote. Run into. Zubov delivers it to Dietzig, and off his stick and up into Washington territory. Johnson still looking strong out here. Wristing the puck into the Penguins end. 4:45 left in the second overtime period. The Penguins needing to win to tie the series. A shot from long range. Reagan made a save on that, but it was offside anyway. Whew. Kenny kind of reacted late on it, but it was an offside play against the Capitals. Now he has a little bit of an advantage over Ole Kolzig in the fact that he was sitting on the bench for the first period. Kolzig's played the whole game. I don't know what that really, how much of an advantage it is, but there is Ole Kolzig. Talk about guys that are going to lose weight.
Yeah, I would think he'd lose a few pounds. Got to keep that water pouring. Well, that water bottle becomes a very important piece of equipment over there on top of the net. Got to hydrate yourself. Rehydrate yourself.
Smolenski finds Tamer, and the Penguins gun it back into the Cap zone. Kolzig very alert to get out and get the puck to Cote. Both appear to really still have their reflexes here. Here's Juno on a giveaway by Zubov. Juno trying to beat him with speed. Wrist shot. Reagan made the save. Rebound. Not going to go in. Hell, the Penguins keep it out of there. And what are they going to do? Call for the face-off outside? Or are we going to get a penalty here? What's the call going to be?
A
roughing call against the Penguins. Oh, hallelujah, Hollywood. That puck appeared to be headed in.
It was rolling to the goal line.
Penguins pulled it out of there, but I guess it'll be a roughing call. Or does he want to take a look at it on the replay?
Juno shooting it, getting his own rebound and poking it underneath Reagan. And where's the roughing call? Maybe they're going to say it was delay, knocking the net off the moorings on purpose.
Have a penalty, 15:44.
Saying Tamer knocked the net off its moorings.
Is he the one who got the stick out and cleared it away too?
Yes.
What a play by Tamer.
Yes, he was.
So all in the same motion, knocking it away and also lifting the cage. I got a problem with that call. Just made a heroic play. I don't know that he could have stopped himself from falling into the cage there.
Well, that's going to be the call. And it comes here in this overtime, second overtime period at 15:44.
Oh my.
So the Penguins will be short-handed. The seventh time. Well, he saved the game here. And went through. It was headed in. The Capital player just missed tapping it. And Tamer at the very last second reached back off balance in the same motion, made the play, and then hit the net. I do have a problem with making that call too.
I don't think he realized that Tamer was the guy who made the play. I don't think he realizes that Tamer's the guy who also.
If he looks at it, I think he'll realize he made a very poor call there.
Come on, with all the stuff that's going on in this game now and what's at stake and everything else, it's just stretching it again. Let him play. Let him win it. Why would you want to decide the game there? It's an old, you hear the referees talk so much about not wanting to be the guy who decides the game. And one of the reasons why you don't see a lot of calls made in overtime in the NHL.
I'll tell you, I think in his judgment, I don't think he realized
that Tamer was the guy who got the stick on.
And I think that he ran into the net purposely to knock it off, but it was unavoidable in a way because he reached back. He was so off balance. And that's the call. So when he looks at it on the replay, I'll bet $1 million. Well, I won't say that because he'll say I made the right call. I guarantee you that. When I think deep inside, he'll say, man, I had the wrong guy.
What a gutty performance by these two clubs. And Juno is using that speed. And with that shot in on Reagan, who dropped down, and then he got his own rebound.
Tamer then tried to get a piece of Juno.
And Juno almost got his own rebound again.
See, he just missed.
He just missed right there.
That long reach by Tamer, reaching way out.
Oh.
That's a very, very bad call. Sorry. It's not a good call. Is he going to call this? Yeah. A penalty shot.
Oh, my.
He's going to give me a call, a penalty shot on this, that he moved the net and the puck was headed in. That's the call. It's a penalty shot, but Juneau, a chance to win the game. I didn't even realize that. I thought it was the delay of the game, knocking the net off, displacing the net. He calls, and you can call it if you thought the puck was going in. But he just...
That's why he pointed. We thought it was roughing. He was pointing to the center ice.
Juneau with a chance here in overtime. The second overtime on a penalty shot to try and win this game for the Capitals.
This guy is not a great goal scorer.
Yeah, but he may have one somewhere.
Yeah,
Be careful.
Yeah, he might. Boy,
he's saying that puck was going in the net when he made the play and knocked the net off the mooring. That is not the right call.
No,
sorry, it's not. He hit the net after he moved the puck away. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, anyway, here comes Juneau against Reagan, one-on-one. The Caps will be up 3-1 or will keep playing. They're on their feet. Here comes Juneau with speed against Kenny Reagan. Walks in. He's stopped by the Penguin goaltender. S-A-V-E. Kenny Reagan stops him cold.
And the Penguins have enough juice in those legs right now to get out and congratulate Ken Reagan.
I'll tell you, I think that Reagan just saved Dan Maruelli a lot of embarrassment.
Reagan, we've seen him in the skills competitions. We talked about it before. He's excellent in those situations. Very hard to beat. Juneau really came with speed. Mario has said many times that's what you want to do. You really want to come with as much speed as you can. Reagan stayed back in his crease, and he shot it right into his belly.
He gave a little fake, I think, that he was going to go to the backhand. And Reagan wasn't going to have any part of it, and he just followed him in.
Well, when the goaltender comes out to challenge, that's when you want to deke him. When he stays back in his net, that's when you want to shoot. But he waited so long to shoot the puck, he shot it right into his belly pad. And look at Eddie Johnston. You haven't seen that much emotion from him like that. I don't remember him doing that.
All right, the Penguins now have to get back to work.
What a play by Tamer. And what a play by Reagan.
And the Penguins are still alive. Here's Nedved against Pavaka. Kicked away. Back behind the Penguin net, and Tamer's going to bounce it around to the near side. And it will come off the stick of a Capital player, and it's a live puck. Yager steals. Yager in the far side. Battling for it. And it comes away to center ice. Francis of the Penguins trying to find it, and he shoots it in. Only Kolzig's going to steer it to the corner. Nedved going back after it against Gonchar. Left point, Tamer shoots it, and it missed the target. On the right wing board. Yager reaches in against Tenorti. Can he get control of it? He does. Yager now along that far side with the puck coming towards the net. Yager turns away. Bondra had a piece of him. Steps out. Goes to Tamer. He's open. His wrist shot. Tenorti diving to block the shot. Tamer's got it again. Floater right to the net. And Kolzig will make the save. Right side. Zubov can't stop it. And it comes back into the Penguins' end. This will be Reagan after the puck. Zubov takes it from him, but he gave away now to Ustorp. Shoots it behind the Penguin goal with 3:15 to go in the second overtime. Sandstrom coming up in the plug. Thomas Sandstrom trying to get a lane. He comes in. His wrist shot bouncing wide. Ustorp's over. The Penguins get a piece of it. Now Roach has a man. Malinsky. Roach coming to the net. Gives it to Malinsky, and his backhander missed. Cote trying to bang it out of the zone, and he does. Daniel shoots it in. The Penguins have to get back onside. Every rush right now, a potential game winner, and here's Jim Johnson. He'll just deal the puck to the Penguins near corner. Daniel with the puck, trying to get it out. The first time, no. Around the boards, and Sandstrom wants it to deflect up off his stick, and now carries it to center. He'll want to get off here, I think. The Penguins want to make a change. Holding him is Eagles. Eagles lost his helmet. Easy to the Penguins. A game tied at 2 in the second overtime. Rattled back into the Caps end. Miller puts a big check on Cote. Cote had it, lost it, gets it back. Lead pass almost on a headman pass to Krieger. Now stolen by the Penguins, and Glenn Murray will wrist it offline. Brunette comes over. He can't get it. They get it to the right point by Zubov. Going back will be Nedved. He'll find Zubov, and back to the left side to Nedved. Bursting quickly against Cote. Cote's been out a while here. Yager follows on. Can he get to it? Nedved challenged. And Cote does get the puck out of his own end. Well, he looks tired right now, Cote. Penguins can't go in. Nedved can't get away from Krieger. Holds him up. Oh, goodness. Yager's going to shoot the puck in, and it will come behind the goal.
I can't believe he made that call.
I can't either, but it's been done and it's over with. We're back to where we started from. Roach. And back into Washington ice. Yeah, maybe I'm all wet. Maybe other people think that's the right call. I'm going to read something here. Bondra shooting deflected. Sandstrom, we don't have time to really talk about it. The game's going on, and here's Sandstrom. Lead pass to Dave Roach. Roach against Gonchar. He comes down. He fires it, and Kolzig smothers that one in his breadbasket and holds on.
Sandstrom with a good pass to Dave Roche. Gonchar let him go wide on the play. Kolzig in that butterfly again.
There is Dave Roche. Since coming on in game 3, has been a factor here for the Washington Capitals. On that play,
I would like to see them get one to Neil Wilkinson. Let him tee one up here.
1:03 left in the second overtime. And yes, we will go back to Hockey Hotline. Eagles with the puck after the face-off win. And Jimmy Johnson on to center. Wraps it into the Penguins' end. Reagan's going to take the puck. He'll work it around to the far wing. Ustorp's got possession of it. Hunter goes behind the goal. And a quick-moving Wilkinson backhands it out of the Penguins' end. Puck sails all the way to the Capitals' end and pulled in by Kolzig for Jimmy Johnson. Good pass back to Cote, who springs it ahead to Mike Eagle. On to Ustorp. Nedved slows him with a hook. Ustorp put it on the net, and Reagan says, give me that thing. I'm not going to leave it there. And holds on to it. So this face-off will be on the Penguins' end with 25.1 seconds left. Peggy's looking up the call on the penalty shot, and Stan Guy might be able to do that with the time here and trying to look it up between periods and explain why the call was made. And usually it's displacing the crease when the puck is headed in the net, awarding a penalty shot. But in that particular case, I just don't think that he would displace the net. His body was in a impossible angle to try and even get his stick out to knock it away. Here's Nedved. You got to be careful here with Junot. Time ticking down. And Nedved wins another big faceoff. Zubov around the boards, but right to Bondra, and the Capitals will keep it in. Zubov gets it back. He'll have a second crack at it. Junot using the body well. Francis had to reach in and help out. And they deliver it to the near side. It appears we're going to a third overtime. Nedved couldn't get it out the first time, and now shoots it up ice. And let the clock run out here. Tenorti's going to try and get some time here. Yeah, didn't make it. The horn sounds. Where did he get that burst of speed to get back? All right, 2 overtimes completed. As you know, the Washington Capitals, their record is into a 4th overtime. Now shooting Pittsburgh 12-4. The game totals now Pittsburgh 49 and Washington 47. Just to clarify, if at all possible, we might not be right on this because we didn't get a chance to talk to the supervisor of officials. They will have their story straight after a long meeting at the end of this game. I can tell you that, and they'll have something to say. But is this the play here? Okay. Now you watch Tamer come in. That's all right. Watch Tamer come in, reaching with the stick to knock the puck away as it was headed for the goal line. The ruling is that he displaced the net. Displaced the net. The way the rule is written, in regulation time, if there's enough time left, then that would be a 2-minute minor. If there's not enough time left in regulation, in the way the rule is written, it would be a penalty shot. Well, in overtime, it's not written specifically for that. So the referee has to give a penalty shot on it.
Here's what it says. If by reason of insufficient time in the regular playing time or by reason of penalties already imposed, that doesn't count, the minor penalty assessed to a player for deliberately displacing his own goalpost cannot be served in its entirety within the regular playing time of the game or at any time in overtime. A penalty shot shall be awarded against the offending team. Or at any time in overtime is the key phrase there, apparently.
Because well, I don't know. Apparently the game could be over before the penalty expires. You know what I'm saying? So they have to award a penalty shot on it.
But they're saying here, or at any time, which means whether or not the penalty could be served or not. Just period. At any time in overtime, if this happens, the penalty shot shall be awarded, which is what he did.
And this was Junot.
The puck bounced on him.
It did. Sure did. It sure did. He got away from him.
And that's the ice. That's what happens. Oh, my.
Well, these two goaltenders, talk about pressure situation. They got to be loving it. They got to be loving it as much as anybody. They're on the line, and here comes Tenorti. And he shoots the puck onto the Penguin zone. Hunter comes after it with a burst of speed against Tamer. Centers it and went right by everybody. And it comes on now to center red. Gonchar, we're in overtime number 3. Tenorti bumped by Jaromir Jagr.
Again, look for people to look like fresh here for the start of the period, and then it'll go south in a hurry.
Off the stick of Nedved, and an icing call will take place. And Tenorti falling on top of Jaromir Jagr.
Jarmir's got to be wondering, don't you ever stop with this? I mean, don't you want to save some energy?
Jaromir on the first play when the puck came to center, he gave Tenorti a pretty good rack. He hit him along the boards.
And Ronnie knocked Tenorti down right on top of Jagr. Thanks a lot, Ron.
Now Tenorti knew that he hit him, and he was looking back for a penalty on Francis.
Look at Skip there and Jagr laughing about it as Jaromir comes to the bench.
Well, the face-off and the Penguins in, and again, every face-off very critical now. Could be a game-ending situation. We're in the third overtime. Here comes Peter Nedved. Somebody's keeping records of the face-offs tonight, and he has really done a terrific job.
Well, I know one guy who's going to be real fresh on Friday night.
Wilkinson going for it. Around the right side. Yeah, he wears 66. Jam back into the Capital zone, and here's Cote. Looking to see where he might be. I've been trying to pick him up, but he's not. Down on that runway. On the right wing, here comes Pavanka. Had a poke checked away. Penguins just couldn't find him.
It's quiet in here right now, and there are a lot of empty seats all of a sudden. People have to go home and go to work, go to bed to get up for work in the morning.
And an icing call against the Capitals this time.